What up, team? Yo, so since I'm almost done with the almost done with this special here, I'm gonna try something. I'm just gonna do it. I don't even want to say try, but I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it onto one of these canvases here. Yeah, nice. Nice bit of weight out. Um, Something that you're hearing with this here, a little thing that I do is, yeah, I'm going to, you know, mix paints a lot of times in the bottles. Um, and what happens is that, well, with a bottle like that, there, that is the Artist Loft Soft Body, one grain, or I guess one level one, whatever you call it. Um, but it's a soft body, and I'll use it a lot of times as kind of a base coat, you know, bottom coat type of thing. Because I use so much of it, which I guess I need to go buy a new bottle soon, but because I use so much of it, I have the older bottles, and you mix up like half a bottle with whatever pouring medium that you want to use there, three-quarters of a bottle, whatever it is. But you have the older bottles there, and you don't want to toss them, so you end up mixing base paint, in these older bottles. That way you can mix it in the new one also. And after a while, I guess the bottle does go bad. The contents are bad. You need to take everything out. But you can usually, 1 to 2 rounds of that. And it's fine. It's fine. In the words of Leo Rush, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so what am I feeling today? Other than frisky. Like I say, I'm at the end of these colors here. Uh, so I just kind of wanted to, since I was at the end of them, go ahead and try to make some sort of canvas. Because we make canvas paintings, and I always told people the vinyls were my practice. The canvas was like, when the practice is more performance, um, like the vinyls are me in the studio writing music, on my own. Like, yeah, well, I guess I need to write the song down. They're where I get to try those topics out. Versus, oh, that's a lot of blue. We're gonna really be compensating for that. Versus the canvases are supposed to be, not really as much of trying things out, more of the, okay, I tried it. This is how it worked for me. So, now I'm going to just see what happens with this here when I'm, let it be. Um, and I am leaving a little bit in the cup because I am going to do one last final, still on the bottom. But, I'm trying to really get concentrated in the super colors here for this piece. Um, the reason why I'm trying to do some of this here, a little bit orange in this because I did. But the reason why I'm trying to do some of this here is I really liked how these colors came out when I, mixed them together and put them onto whatever's. I enjoyed how they appeared to me. So, you know, here I am. I'm like, all right, I really like the colors. I really enjoy it. I like this, whatever this is supposed to be here. It's like a green, sort of misty, you know. I can't even remember at this point. But yeah, I really like the colors. So because I like the colors so much, I found myself where I was like, hey, I want to do something with these colors. I really want to bring these colors to the forefront, have them shine through. Have them be things where, I'm going to really be in awe. Yeah. So as you see here, I'm just adding things now. I know what I'm looking for, and I just can't seem to find it. Yeah, looking for glitter. I don't have any glitter. That wasn't my glitter. That one little speck of green. But you're a glitter. Okay. This is the point where it's like, yeah, I need to go buy some more paints. But I digress. Okay. Now comes the fun part here. I like trying to figure out what I'm going to swipe with. Because I think I do want to swipe this. I can swipe black, white, red, green. Funkiest man you've ever seen? Tell me what his name is. I'm going to swipe in black. I don't think I've ever swiped in black. And I'm not doing anything different for a swipe color. I'm just swiping. I shouldn't say I have never swiped in black, but I typically do not swipe in black. More of the thing there. Yeah, typically I'm like a white swiper. I'm a white swiper. So the thought of swiping in black is kind of new to me. Not sure why I picked the performance piece to practice black swiping, but I did. See, everything's been swiped over. Yeah, everything's been swiped over. Let's see if the gun will work. Let's see if I can spin this out some. Cover my canvas. Now, I know everyone's like, well, what are you going to do with the sides? Well, I'm just going to take some of this off of here. Push it on up. Try to somewhat cover the sides of these, because you want to get paint on the sides. You don't necessarily have to, make your sides all super pretty with the same sort of whatever, but you do want to have paint on the sides of the canvases. If I was thinking about it, I probably would have touched those sides when I was prepping the canvas. These palette knife that I'm using is actually a cake spreader for icing. Gotta remember exactly where it was. This was an Amazon purchase. It was back when I was still buying from Amazon. And yeah, that is a little muddy down there on the bottom. But you ain't looking at the bottoms, right? You're looking at the top. I'm gonna spin this once more. Just because I can. It's kind of lizardy though. Kind of lizardy. Let me see how it looks on camera. A little lizardy. Well, let's see how it looks under the black light. That's always my test. How does it look under the black light? If it looks good under the black light, then we keep it. If it looks like poo-poo garbage on a half shell, then we toss it. Can't have that falling now. Me and my makeshift system for making stuff. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. How's it look? Okay. Okay, I see you, player. I see you, player. Very lizardy. Not sure how I feel about the lizard. How do you feel about it? I don't know. Should we scrap this and try to go for one more? Or just keep our lizard? I kind of want to scrap this, to be honest with you. I'm kind of not feeling it. So like these little lizardy spots in here. I'm not really feeling it. All right, relight. Relight. Oh, let's see here. Relight. Relight. And the good thing is, like, as I said, I'm just going to start over here. Getting good at starting over. Oops, I'm not in the walk again. I think I missed the cutoff for TED Talks locally. There's a TED conference, I guess, happening in Jacksonville, Florida next year. So, there was all this like, fill out your stuff for the TED Talk. And I'll have to look, because it might have been July 15th instead of June 15th. And by no means am I, the normal type who's like, yeah, come down to my TED Talk. But I did have the thought when I initially saw it of how do you start over? You're what's missing. There's no purple in this. There was no purple in this. You're what was missing. That's a big old thing of yellow right there. Guess I'll be doing some Yellow Pieces here soon. Do you remember the day when things came through mountains and stopped and watched them burn? Think I found my place. Little conquerors. I think I'm done singing that song for the day. I say hope. It's a powerful song. Walk by the Foo Fighters. For me, it's powerful. There's a lot going on, really, with that. That album there, Wasting Light, was, if I'm just going to be honest here, what I listened to post-divorce more than anything. And I know I say post-divorce and people are like, you were married? Yeah, a long time ago. I got married and then I got divorced. So post-divorce, as I was saying, story. But yeah, as I was saying, post-divorce, I decided at some point that I was going to put on Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. Like I said, beautiful album, very beautiful, music involved. And yeah, that album just became like an anthem for me. It just became something, especially Walk, because. And this is one of those things, like when I, read about it later, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. They say that with neurodivergence, one of the things is that you might find a song and, well, first off, you might find a song, get stuck in your head and sing it for 4 days. But you'll also find a song, put it on repeat, play it for 4 days. And I can kind of see how both of these things are happening with me. I'm going to use the glow as my swipe instead of black. See if maybe I like that a little bit better. Because I did a swipe. It was a swirl swipe, but I did a swipe actually on this. And I loved it. Which is why I'm like, ugh, why didn't I like this one? The underneath's going to be a blowout. I already know it. But like I said, I did a swipe. I absolutely loved it. So why didn't I like the black canvas? Who knows? Probably because of the black. And there's a few things really with that song, Walk. There's a line that, really comes to mind more than anything when I listen to it. To keep you would think I'd know the words like perfectly by this point of my life. Many times I've played this song, live versions of the song, going to see them live actually. You know, that was a big knock off the concert wish list. I like this better. I don't know why. I wish it had more green in it, but I do like it. Does have some green. Set me free again. But yeah, the line is something like, I never want to die. I never want to die. My knees, I never want to die. I'm dancing in my grave. I'm praying for a sign. But whatever. Yeah. To say that divorce broke me at the time was an understatement. Much like anything, you know. But that's the thing is, I've been broken by so many things. You know, death and divorce and poverty and racism and assaults and bullying and you name it. But ideally I get up and walk again. Ideally we get up and walk again. And that's the really important part there is that we do learn to get up. We do learn to walk. We do learn to try again, to do again. It's important for us. How we keep shining our light in this darkness is getting up and, trying again, walking again. Because, the world's going to want to keep us dark, so we have to keep shining through. Right? Right. I love you all. Till next time. Deuces.